Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about what really is the second part of the building process, which is pricing. Pricing comes after you've already interviewed builders, after you've figured out who you want to move forward with. Now you're going to move into pricing. So the first step in the pricing process is to sit down and go through what your wants and needs are. So wants and needs. From a builder standpoint, we need to understand what you're really looking for. Do you want a walkout basement? Do you want a bungalow? Do you want to live on an acreage or in the city? Do you want hardwood flooring or laminate flooring? All those types of things. What types of inclusions are you looking for? What expectations do you have? Because we need to understand these things right off the hop to know whether or not we can actually build what you're looking for within the price parameters that you're after. Because if we don't think that that's possible, then the process can basically stop right here. And you can either talk to another builder or make another plan. But before anyone spends any significant time or money on any part of the process, this is point number one. After that, we can move to point number two, which we get this all the time. Price per square foot. That's one of the first questions we always get. What is your price per square foot? Well, in the custom home building world, we don't have a price per square foot. We have a range and we have recent history of what that ended up as, but every house is custom. So based on these wants and needs, the price per square foot is going to change on every single house. There is no standard. So we can use recent jobs, we can compare them to past projects, but at the end of the day, your house is going to be different than all of theirs. So the price per square foot is going to be different, which is why point number one is so important to get all of those expectations out into the air. Don't feel like you need to hold something back, because if you hold something back, there's going to be surprises down the line. So once we understand what the wants and needs are, then we're able to go and determine whether we think that we can actually build what you're looking for within your budget. And if we think that, then we go to the next phase, which is concept plans. So concept plans are where we really figure out what your floor plan is going to look like. So we work together to get that plan together. Sometimes it can be edits of past plans. Sometimes it can be edits from plans you see online. Sometimes they can be from a blank white piece of paper. But at the end of the day, we're looking to finalize your floor plans. They're going to be very basic. They're not going to have dimensions or significant detail to them. But the goal here is really to design a house that is going to stay within your price parameters, get the wants and needs that you want, and it'll give you an understanding of what that layout is going to look like after it's built. Then once these are approved, then we move to the real part of pricing, which is construction drawings. So 4 is construction drawings. Construction drawings / pricing. So this is where the concept plans get converted into construction drawings, which is where all the construction detail comes into place. So now you get roof plans, you get electrical plans, you get structural drawings, you get way more measurements on the plans themselves, elevation drawings, etc., etc., etc. And at that point, then we have what we need to actually price the plans. And at that point, we're able to send them out for bid. We're able to talk directly to suppliers, trades, vendors, etc. And we're able to get an itemized, very accurate to the penny price together on what your build is really going to cost. Now, at that point, you haven't hit design yet. You haven't went through that design process. So in the pricing that you'll receive, there's going to be a bunch of allowances for those selection items. So things like cabinets, countertops, lighting, fixtures, plumbing fixtures, windows, doors, etc. So there is a lot of unknowns or to be determined yet in this price. You will have allowances. So for example, there may be a $50,000 allowance for cabinets. Well, when you go through the design process, that's when that cost actually gets finalized. So the goal is to stay within that $50,000, but it's never actually going to be $50,000. It might be slightly more, it might be slightly less, and that gets adjusted throughout design. But at least getting to the end of this process, you have a budget number that's itemized, and you can fully understand where all the costs are, where all the money will be spent, and you'll have a very good idea of what the price of your house will look like. Then once you get to the end of this, then you move into the design process, which is really where all the fun begins, where you get to pick out all of your selections and kind of bring your house to life. And that's what will be next.